So welcome back everybody, it's Tom here at North Shield Collectibles. Going to be working on a 1932 Canadian 1 cent. Here it is. It has a distinct error and it's on the other side. So we're going to flip it over and have a better look at it. There it is. You can notice that in the upper left side of the coin there, and beside the rim, is a cud, piece of extra metal that has melded itself over the top of the lettering. So I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit better for you so you can see it. There it is. Quite an amazing error. Very beautiful little piece. So I'm going to end up curating this, and we're going to protect it, and so it can have a long life. Anyway, I'll show you the whole process. Okay, so first off, what we do is we grab our Q-tip and we use our distilled water. I have a little bowl of distilled water here, and I dip it in, and then I'll move in a little closer on the coin for us. There, you can see it better. And then we apply some distilled water to the surface. A nice way to clean any of that excess dirt that might be in the crevices of the coin. Safe distilled water is one of the best things you can ever use, and a Q-tip is light enough that it doesn't do any kind of damage, and you don't have to worry about your patina. Your patina is intact. This is why I do this, to save the patina. So we just go carefully along the edges and around lettering and the numbering. We pick up any extra surface dirt. Let's try zooming in a little more for you so we can see it better. You can see there's nothing, no harm whatsoever to doing this. This is a great way to also protect your coin against the what I call coin cancer. I don't have any on this one right now, but there is a green, distinct green buildup on some coins out there. And it's called verdigris. So it is something that shouldn't be left on any coin. So if you see any verdigris on your coins, you really should take care, because what it does is it eats away at the metal, slowly destroying your coin. And if you want to preserve your coin, you want to make sure that that is removed. So, like I'm saying right here, use your distilled water process. Just get a little bowl of distilled water like I'm doing, some simple Q-tips, and then you can either soak your coins for a while in the distilled water, like I have right now, to loosen up any extra dirt, and if you have any verdigris, the verdigris will start to loosen up as well. So it's a good way to, eventually, if you have to, you can use the Q-tips, or the toothpicks to lightly pick away and remove the verdigris. On this coin in particular, it's very healthy. It looks really nice. As you can see in the light, it's coming along very well. Yeah, I'm just going to get the other side of my Q-tip here with a little more distilled water on there. Continue the cleaning process. There we go. See? Just applying that lightly across the surface. Patina is wonderful. Okay. Now what you do when you want to have a better look at it at that point, you can just put your Q-tip off to the side, and you can just pat dry your coin. Just do a little pat dry. That way you're not affecting the surface in a bad way. You don't rub or scrape across the surface. Never. If you're trying to take care of a coin or curate a coin, this is definitely not the way to do it, is to do the light pat dry. Yeah, on the surface, absorbing the moisture. So let's have a look. See, it's drying up. Look at it. It's already starting to look a lot better with that light clean. I'll just do a little more pat drying. There we go. Let's have a look under the light. There it is. Coming along nicely. Okay, and then all I say with this is that once you're done with the distilled water, and if you have to use the toothpicks on it to clean out on some coins, the denticles and the lettering and the numbering, then you can lightly do that, and there's no chance of damaging your coin. So I'll go through the rest of the process, and then we'll pick up from there when it have another look at it, okay? Okay, so we were using Q-tips with distilled water on the surface of the coin. Okay, so we were going around here and lightly applying the distilled water to all the wording and the lettering and the numbers, I mean, to clean out any extra dirt that might be in the side trying to hide. So we'll do that. Yeah, it's coming along very good. Not seeing anything that is outright standing out here. It's looking very good. Okay, so I'm going to do the pat dry. There we go. Pat dry on there. We're going to go to the other side in a second of the coin where the error is. We're going to be very careful around that error because it's very distinct and I don't want to lose it. That error has been there for since the birth of the coin, really, and I want to make sure it stays there for the rest of its life. So, okay, let's do a flip. Have a better look here. Okay, so now when you're looking at an error like that, you got to be very careful around the error. If you're doing any kind of cleaning or with the distilled water process, because in some cases the metal, it actually can come loose, and you can lose that special character that it had, and you definitely don't want to do that. So for this one here, I would go around the other side, avoid the error, just to clean the legends, make sure that there's nothing in the legends. And if you have a coin with denticles, you want to get all the denticles too, and of course the king. But you're doing this very finely, lightly. And you're taking care when you see your error, you want to stay away from it unless you're very confident that you can go over it without affecting it in a bad way. So. Okay. Looking really good. So I'm going to do a light pat. I got to be careful because of the error. It's in good shape. Going to see if we can zoom in a little bit better on it. Okay, so it's still nice and distinct. Look at, there it is, eh? Wow. Okay. So I'm going to have a better look at it under the loop, see how the legends and the numbers and all that are doing, just to make sure that we don't have any buildup of any sort left on the coin. And then once that is confirmed, and it's looking pretty good here. I mean, I might see a little bit there in that O, a little bit. So I'll see if I can maybe do something, maybe the toothpick a little bit, just to make sure it's cleaned out there. And then we can see about putting it in, through its museum grade wax process. Okay. There. Okay, so I've had a chance to go through this coin even deeper. Make sure that its error stays distinct. And I've done a good job of cleaning the legends out with the toothpick. I've gone through meticulously all of the legends. I have to be very particularly careful with this error right here. That piece of metal has been there again from the start, so I don't want to take a chance that we're going to lose it or it could break off in the process with the waxing. So for this particular specimen, I am going to put a halt to that. I've decided that after doing that light cleanup and the toothpick work on it, that it's at its end here for the restoration. I'm going to make sure that it's completely dry, and then for its safekeeping, I will be putting it into a 2x2 holder. But because of this error and its tenderness, I don't want to take a chance of losing its special property by trying to apply a wax over it. So in this case, this one is a special case, and this should be left alone. All of anything that was on it, dirt, anything that could have hurt it, has been removed, and it's still in its pure state. So I'm going to leave it this way so that it can be loved for many, many years to come. So, okay, so I just want to thank everybody for coming along with me on these videos here. For this one in particular, this beautiful penny that we were working on. And I'm going to ask you, if you could, to subscribe, like, and share. And if you have a comment, please leave your comment. Thanks so much.